2017 Suzuki V-Strom 650 and V-Strom 650 XT. Right off the bat, I'm a fan of the new fairing and headlight arrangement. That's right, I said it. I prefer this slight bird's beak to the blunt entry used on the previous versions. The over-under headlight setup is a nice bonus too, and not as sophomoric looking as the previous side-by-side, robot eye arrangement. Gone is the boring old windshield with a high-tech looking screen to take its place. The new screen comes vented to reduce head buffeting at speed and sports a 3-position height adjustment to accommodate a variety of body types. A molded plastic front fender rides over the top of the front wheel with built-in guards to protect the inner fork tubes and seals from grit and debris. The front blinkers ride on short standoffs and represent one of the few negatives that come to mind, cause it's too easy to go ahead run all-in-one front turn signal mirrors. Out from there we have the usual high fuel tank bump, but this year sees a narrowing at the tank's rear to produce a slimmer waist for easier ground access. A moderately scooped, slip-resistant saddle contains the rider's butt during hard acceleration, and the P-pad and grab rail is sufficient for passenger comfort. Also new for this year is the lightweight luggage rack and quick connect hardpoints that allow for rapid reconfiguration when it's time to slap on some carrying capacity for a bona fide adventure, or perhaps just a grocery-getting mission. Most riders will find the rider triangle to encourage a bit of a forward-leaning posture, but the foot controls are mounted low and in line with the rider's hips for a natural feel in the standing riding position, just what you need for rough roads and light off-road terrain. Suzuki retained its twin-spar aluminum frame to keep things light and rigid, though I feel like I have to point out it doesn't look half as cool as a nice exposed trellis. All the same, it does the job and uses the engine as a stressed member to complete the assembly. Naturally, this leaves the mill in a bit of an exposed position, and while the XT comes with a stock skid plate to protect the vulnerable mill, buyers of the base model will have to go to the accessories catalog if they want that extra bit of protection. Both models sport 19-inch front and 17-inch rear Bridgestone Batlax hoops, but while the base model comes with 10-spoke cast rims, the XT shows a more off-road-tastic bent with laced rims in either black or gold. The aluminum swing arm works with the link-type rear shock that sports a spring preload adjuster, but the 43mm Roy front forks come with fixed parameters and nothing in the way of adjustments. Not surprising, but still a tad disappointing. A pair of 310mm front discs and dual-pot Takako calipers slowed the front wheel with a single-pot Nissan caliper to bite the 260mm disc on the rear and ABS protection all around. Suzuki tweaked and updated the 645cc mill for the 17 model year, boasting a more robust bottom end and mid-range torque delivery. I haven't had a chance to throw a new V-Strom on the dynamometer yet, but if last year's numbers are any indication, we're looking at right around 66 ponies and 43 pounds of grunt. Among the new features and components are low-friction pistons that benefit from the Suzuki composite electrochemical material process. The 39mm throttle bodies boast 10-hole injectors as well as the Suzuki dual throttle valve that allows the engine control module to strike a balance between demand at the wrist and what the engine can smoothly deliver. This in turn enables the throttle body integrated idle speed control as well as the low RPM assist. The latter increases RPM slightly when in gear with the clutch pulled in, a measure taken to provide stall-free takeoffs, but I look at it as another crutch that replaces skill with technology. Of course, the same could be said of the 2-channel traction control system, but I find that less obtrusive and more desirable regardless of skill level, and it can be turned off altogether for off-road work where a certain amount of slip can be desirable. The water-cooled, 90-degree V-twin uses dual overhead cams to time the valve train with dual spark heads for positive flame front propagation. Over square, the bore measures out at 81mm with a 62.6mm stroke and is moderately spicy with an 11.2-to-1 compression ratio. To help keep the rider cool, the radiator shroud boasts deflectors that direct the heated air away from the rider's legs. A standard, non-slipper clutch makes the connection between engine power and the 6-speed transmission, and the top gear ratio is rather tall to keep RPM down on the interstate. The final connection to the rear wheel comes courtesy of the tough O-ring chain drive. price to move, the base model V-Strom 650 rolls for a mere $8,799, while the XT trim package boosts that up a bit to $9,299. This price includes the 12-month limited warranty, with extended plans available for a bit more coin.